Hello, and today I want to talk about why you should date yourself instead of focusing on finding another partner. So I'm going to do this as I crochet this top. I'll also make a YouTube video tutorial for that. But anyways, I started dating myself like in December, right? And then I stopped, but I'm about to start dating myself again. And this is why, okay? So, you can do things by yourself and you don't need to wait around for other people to have a fun time. So, recently I've been on Tinder trying to find someone to go paddleboarding with or like kayaking, ideally jet skiing, okay? So, I matched with this guy and he messages me how his grandpa has a bay and like we can go paddleboarding, right? So, his work schedule, I guess, is not that good. So, like, we were going to go at 11. I mean, he has work at 11, so we were going to go at 9 o'clock. Then he says that he needs to go earlier than that because he has work at 11 and he wanted to go at like 7. And I just didn't want to get up early to do that, right? So I hung out with him a few times. We never even went paddleboarding, whatever. I stopped talking to him, right? So when I decided I was going to start dating myself again last night, I wanted to go paddleboarding. And I didn't go today because I need to now get a waterproof case and a waterproof like fanny pack. It's like a waterproof phone case, but it has a lanyard on it, so you can wear it also. So I ordered it online today on Amazon, and it's coming tomorrow, all right? Link in the description if you want to get one as well. But anyways, I just know that paddleboarding is going to be so much fun, and I'm going to love it, right? And I realized today, I was thinking about my past relationship, and with my abusive ex, we went paddleboarding, right? You think going paddleboarding is fun, and you can have fun doing that with anybody, it doesn't matter who. That is wrong. Because if you go paddleboarding with a hater, it's not going to be fun and they're going to ruin the whole experience. So my ex was clearly abusive. So we go paddleboarding and I ask him to take a picture of me. And he's like, why are you sticking your butt out? And I literally wasn't. So he's like, and then he was making me feel bad about the pictures, right? Then we start taking selfies of like the two of us. And he's like, why are you smiling so big? Like, what the fuck? You don't want me to be happy? And it was just, like, things like that. Like, he was making me feel like shit, and he was just abusive, right? So, what I'm trying to say is, you could either go paddleboarding by yourself and have fun, or you could go with someone that's going to be mean to you, and that's not going to be fun. And, obviously, you can also go with somebody who is nice to you. But with my other ex, like, one of the things I like to do is hiking. So, we would go hiking. We only went twice because he didn't like it. And it was like he wasn't wearing the right shoes and he was afraid of his shoes getting messed up and like he wasn't going to go over the pond and he was being annoying about all the mud, right? And it was just clearly like he didn't want to be there, even though like he wasn't an abusive person and he was somebody that cared about me and like loved me. It just like wasn't his thing. And like one of the other things that I really love is the ocean and swimming in the ocean. And like both of these exes didn't really care about the ocean. They would go in it because I liked it, but they didn't care about it. And it kind of made it not as fun. So right now, I go to the beach. So I moved to the beach for the summer. So I've been going to the beach every day. And when I go to the beach, I will go in the water for like 20, 30 minutes, right? And like, I have so much fun when I'm in there. I'm in there. I'm literally by myself. Nobody's even with me. And I have so much fun because like, I love the ocean. I'm in love with the ocean. Like, that's what makes me the happiest. Like, even like when I paint, I'll like always try to incorporate the ocean in it some way. And like just being in the ocean, in the water, and you can like watch the waves while you're in the water and going under the waves and like floating, like it's so fun. And like, so I was really realizing today, like I don't need people to have fun with me. Like I can have fun. Doing fun activities is fun. Like you don't need somebody to be there with you. And you don't need to use another person like to get you there, right? If you're like, oh, I don't want to pay for it, like if I go on a date with someone, like they'll pay for it. Like it's not worth it getting it for free if the person that you're with is not going to be a fun time. And like obviously I want a boyfriend. Like I don't want to be single for the rest of my life. But like I'm not going to be settling for people that don't make me happy and that ruin fun experiences for me. So when I was dating myself starting in January, one of the things I did was I went to Build-A-Bear Workshop, which was kind of fun. I mean, I didn't really care that much about Build-A-Bear Workshop, so like you want to do things that you like. So I went to a slime factory. So when I would go to the mall, I would pass by this slime factory and I would be like, oh my god, like that's really cool. Like I want to do that, like because I love slime. but then I was like, well, I don't have anyone to go with, like, you know. But then when I started dating myself, I was like, oh, I can go to that slime factory. So when I went there, I was the only one in there, and I was just like with the lady, and she's teaching me how to do it. I think like only little kids go in there, but whatever. Like I had fun. Like I had fun with it, right? Another thing I did, like I went out of my comfort zone. I went glass blowing. So with my one ex, I wanted to go glass blowing, but he's like, oh, we can't go. Like it's too expensive, right? That is an expensive hobby. Okay, it was like $86, I think. But whatever, I did it and it was really fun. So, you know, see, you got a boyfriend and then he's not even going to take you. Other things that I did was I went to Color Me Mine, I went ice skating. I also went ice skating with a boy after I stopped dating myself and I started dating people. I went with a boy. And you know what? Now that I think about it, it wasn't even fun with him. So I probably had more fun when I was by myself, right? I went rollerblading. I'm trying to think of all the things I don't remember, but I went to a kickboxing class. So when I start up again, I'm going to go paddleboarding. So I'll make a video about that after I go. I want to go kayaking. I want to go jet skiing. That's a bit of an expensive one, $100. But you know what? I'm going to go. By the end of the summer, I'm going to go. And so something that makes you happy is just doing things that make you happy. And I read a quote once that's like, you love the people that make you love the person you are when you're around them. And so I like to do fun activities, and I like people that like push me out of my comfort zone, I guess, to do them, right? And it's like, I want to have a boyfriend or just friends to do fun activities with. But then it's also like, you don't need to wait for them to do them with you, and you can just go out and do them by yourself. And when you're doing these fun activities by yourself, like, that's you doing something that you love, and then it's also going to help you with your self-love. Because like I said before, of how you love people that make you love the person you are when you're with them. And if you can love the person you are when you're by yourself, then you'll start to love yourself more. Because just sitting around watching Netflix, watching TikToks, like, and doing nothing, like, that's not going to make you happy, and it's not going to make you love yourself. But if you take yourself paddleboarding, you take yourself out to dinner, you take yourself into the ocean, into the beach, like, you crochet, you take yourself hiking, like, that's going to make you love yourself, and it's just going to make you happier. Like, sitting in your room is so boring, and it, like, I wake up, I'm in my room, I'm like, what the fuck? But then I get outside and I'm like immediately happy. And then when I come back home, I'm like, ugh. Like, it's just so much better being outside. Like, if you can take your hobby out there, like if you read, you can go and read your book outside. I go and crochet outside at the beach. Like, you can bring your painting stuff outside. Like, a lot of things that you like to do, you could probably do outside, and you want to get hobbies that are not being on your phone. Being on your phone is not a hobby, but like, you actually need to get hobbies. You can't sit around scrolling, because sitting around scrolling like that really makes me start to feel bad and like start to feel like depressed. Another quote I heard was like, depression is your body just telling you, I don't want to play this character anymore. So any time that like I'm depressed, that's like a time when I'm just like not doing anything with my life, and like, but when I start doing things with my life, like, then I start to feel happier. So prior to wanting to date myself, I matched with this guy on Tinder, and so he's like, meet me at this bar, and then he's like, oh, actually, I can't go anymore, like, I have to babysit my niece. Then I'm like, oh, okay, and then he doesn't answer. I'm like, so you're not even going to reschedule it with me? Ladies, don't do this. If they don't reschedule with you, they don't care, and just block them. And he's like, oh, haha, okay, I like dinner and coffee and ice cream. Or no, he said, I like coffee, drinking, and ice cream. I like dinner too, but I don't like to do that on the first date, because, like, what if we don't like each other and then we both have a cruddy time and have to sit through all that? I did not like that. It's like, why would you think that you're going to have a bad time with me? Anyways, I'm like, well, why don't we do something fun? That way, if I'm the worst person ever, then you'll still have fun because we did a fun activity. So then he says we should go surfing. So we have plans to do this. And the next day, he's like, the weather's bad. We can't surf today. And then he says to me, what are you up to after the gym? Because I said I was at the gym. And I said, I'm not sure. Then he never answered me. And so again, he didn't reschedule with me. And I could have been again like, so you're not going to reschedule with me? Like, the fuck? But it's like, no. He showed me his true colors the first time. That's just the type of person he is, I guess. He makes plans with someone and then cancels them and does not reschedule with them. So I just blocked him. But anyways, it was making me think how I said to him, like, we should do something fun because even if this person sucks, like, you'll still have fun because we did a good activity. And that's just not true, because if you go somewhere fun, like, say the beach, with someone who doesn't love the beach as much as you, like, it just ruins it and it makes it bad. Like, I don't like people that, like, don't like to go in the water, and it's hard to go to the beach with them, because then I kind of feel bad for going in the water, and then they're not in the water, and then they kind of just make you feel bad for, like, having fun. Like, not even that, but, like, my one friend, like, when we went to the beach together, and she's afraid of the ocean, like, she got caught in a riptide, whatever, and so she wasn't going in the water, and she was kind of standing on the sidelines, well, then I was out in the water, and it just kind of makes you feel like, should I get out? Like, am I being rude for being in the water, and they're not? Like, ideally, you shouldn't think like that, and you should just enjoy your time in the water, and they can enjoy their time out of the water. But it just is, like, to show you that, like, doing certain things that are fun with people that don't also think they're fun makes it not fun. Like, even I went to a concert with these people, and then they were not as into the concert as I was, so it also was kind of, like, ruining the mood. And, like, basically with both my exes, like, just doing things with my one ex like to do things, so, like, we would go to the escape room together, and that would be really fun because we would both be really into it. But, like, doing other things, like, with the one, hiking was bad. The other one, the hiking was okay, but, like, so it just goes to show that, like, you think you need another person to do these things with you and to be happy, but, like, if they're not also happy doing the things, then it's not worth it, and they're just gonna turn what you love into something that you hate, and that's just not good. And obviously, you will be able to find somebody that has the same passions as you and who you can do things with and have fun with. And that's what my goal is, to just be with someone that I can have fun with. But until that time comes, you can have fun with yourself. And I think that's how you can then attract that person, because you're, like, loving yourself, having fun, and just feeling happy on your own, and, like, you're kind of cultivating those feelings that you think will come in a romantic relationship when they probably won't come. Like, they always say, like, if you're not happy by yourself, you won't be happy with another person. And I used to think that getting a boyfriend would make me happy, and it clearly didn't. And I feel like the boyfriends that I had, like, I didn't really like them that much. And why did I date them? I guess because I thought it was just better to be with somebody than to be lonely, which I realize now that that's not true. And maybe I just didn't like them that much, and I didn't find anyone that I liked that much because I didn't like myself that much. And maybe if I like myself more, I'll be able to attract more people that I like. And, like, I feel like now I'm getting into, like, date yourself to love yourself and be happy so that you can attract your perfect man, right? When I feel like the goal of dating yourself is to just become happy on your own and to stop craving love, because in the past, and I still kind of do at this moment, crave love, and I guess that's why it makes you desperate, and it makes you date people that aren't good for you, and it makes you stay with people that aren't good for you and stay longer than you should with them, and, like, try to force it with them because you're trying to force having a relationship, and you realize that you don't actually like that person. You just like the idea of them and, like, the concept of them. But yeah, so I just think the point of dating yourself is to just become comfortable being alone and happy being alone and realizing that you don't need anybody. And obviously, like, I don't know, because then as people, like, we do want love and we need to have a community, but which is why I'm trying to then cultivate more friendships and try to become friends with girls. And that's why I've been trying Humble BFF, even though it's kind of hard on there. But just, like, instead of looking for a boyfriend, I'll look to have friends instead of that. And you might also want a boyfriend or girlfriend because you think it's gonna help you enhance your life, and you kind of want them to help you and guide you. Like, when I was saying, like, I wanted to be with someone I could do fun activities with, and I guess is gonna push me to do those activities and get me out of the house. But it's like, why do you need someone to do that? You can go by yourself to go and do these fun activities. You can go with yourself to the beach and for a walk, and to the park, and to the gym. Like, you need to have the discipline to do these fun things for yourself and make time for these fun things, and you can't wait around for somebody else to do that for you. And also when I was dating these boys I didn't like they did benefit me in some way. Like some of them I would sleep over their house or they would sleep over my house, and like they would need to get up early. So I was kind of using them to help me to get up early, because it's hard for me to get up early on my own. But if like I sleep over someone's house and then they drive me home at 8 in the morning, like I'm not going to go to bed after that. I'm staying up. Like once I'm up, I'm up. But sometimes it's on my own, it's hard for me to get up. So I was kind of using them a little bit as like a human alarm clock. And they kind of like, I guess, held me accountable in a way. Like not really, because they didn't care if I got up or not, but just the fact that they were also getting up like made me get up, and it helped me. So think about, like, are you using people? Like, are you dating people you don't like just so you could use them in some way? And can you stop using these people and instead do that for yourself and have the discipline to do these things by yourself? And maybe you also want to be in a relationship because you think it'll help you become more confident, because you're going to have someone that's like going to tell you you're beautiful all the time and like tell you to believe in yourself and to follow your dreams. Like you don't need somebody else to do that. You can do that for yourself. And if you can do that for yourself, like it's going to be more meaningful. And you know, because if someone says these compliments to you, you might not believe them. You're going to be like, well, you're lying. Like you might think that, right? But if you can say that to yourself, at first you're not going to believe it, but eventually you'll start to believe it, and it's just going to feel better because it's coming from you and not an outside source. So something that helps with that is EFT tapping, like tapping and getting rid of your negative beliefs and like these negative feelings that you have, and then tapping on being open to like these more positive beliefs. That's something that really helps me. So you could look up a different video on like the technique on tapping, or maybe I'll make a separate video on that, because if you don't know what it is, it's a little bit hard to, it's gonna be too long to explain to you. Like something that I would want out of a relationship is moral support, and like someone to support me and believe in me and my content creation, that I can make a living off of content creation and like making TikToks, YouTubes, podcasts, like whatever. Like, why do I need another person to support me and tell me that I can do it and that I'm capable? I should be able to tell myself that, and that's something that I need to work on, and I don't need to have someone else tell me, because it's kind of like you're just like thinking like, oh, I could just think badly of myself and kind of be a bad person, I guess, on my own, and like I need somebody else to help me get out of this, and I need somebody else to do the work for me of complimenting me and motivating me and helping me get out of the house and do things, when that's just not true. And you don't need somebody to do all of that. It can be scary at first. Now you're like, oh no, I have to do all these things for myself. But like take it one day at a time. You know, I think starting with like doing the activities and doing things that you love can help you to then start having better beliefs for yourself. Because if right now you basically all you do is watch Netflix all day and TikToks and whatever, if you start telling yourself like, I'm cool, I'm a winner, like it's not gonna be as believable as opposed to as if you started going to the gym and now you go for bike rides and you go to the beach and you crochet and you paint and you are actually going after your goals and you make videos. Then if you start to tell yourself I'm cool, you kind of have evidence of it, because you're like, okay, that's true, because I go to the gym and I go to the beach and I crochet and I do this and I do that. And so it makes it more believable. So I would say start with your actions, and then your actions will help influence your thoughts. But at the same time, your thoughts do also influence your actions, like I've said before in other videos. So, I don't know. Just do a mix of both and focus on like the most pressing issue first. So when I was first thinking about dating myself, like I was just thinking that it was just about doing activities, doing fun activities, having fun with yourself, because that's like the kind of thing that I look for in relationships with like romantic partners and also friends. But now I am seeing that there's also an emotional aspect of it, of like being nicer to yourself, complimenting yourself, telling yourself that you're proud of yourself, doing the things that you want to do. Like if you're scared to do something, still do it and encourage yourself to do it, and like give yourself a little pep talk to do it. Like you don't need another person to do that stuff for you, and just like making yourself feel safe and good emotionally, physically, spiritually. So it's not just about the fun activities, which are very important to me, but it is also about being nicer to yourself. And when you have mean thoughts about yourself, catching yourself and stopping yourself. And it helps to also think about your inner child and how you wouldn't want to be mean to your younger self. And you know how, like, when you think about your past and, like, past things that happened that, like, I guess were embarrassing to you, but, like, you see where your younger self was coming from and, like, they were doing the best that they can. So, like, there's gonna be a future you that's gonna think that you were doing the best that you could. So just have more compassion for yourself, be nicer to yourself. Don't feel bad if, like, you're not where you're at in life right now and other people are way ahead of you. Just remind yourself that everybody goes at their own pace and it's okay to take your time. But at the same time, you have to put yourself out there and you have to put in the work, and you can't just think about the things that you want to do. You actually have to go out and do them. So taking the actions is also very important. Well, there's always a balance because you don't just want to be taking action, 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 and you're never resting. It's good to also have rest periods and time to, like, recuperate, regenerate your energy, and, like, evaluate where you're at and if you're going the right way and if what you're doing is, you know, what you're meant to be doing. Because if you're going, like, so fast that you don't take a break, like, you might be doing something that actually might not even be for you. But also, like the way I said, it's like a balance, because then if you go too slow, it's like, what are you doing? So you have to know yourself and know your own pace and just put yourself out there. Like for me, sometimes I'll want to make a video about something or I'll want to do something, but then I stop myself. So when you have ideas to do things, don't stop yourself, just do them. And I think also just, like, kind of being impulsive and doing things right when you have the idea to do them helps. Because if you don't do it right away, that's when the doubts start to come in and your brain tries to trick you and tell you that you don't actually want to do it and it's not safe to do it. But that's not true. So that's why it can be good to do your ideas when you have them right away. So, like, if I have a video about something I want to make, I need to make it right away, because if I don't, I start to think, like, is it even worth it to make this video? Like, do people care? Should I even make this? And it's like, yes, people care and you should do it. And maybe people won't care right away, but that doesn't mean they're never going to care. And you just have to keep going and you just have to believe in yourself. And also, when you're in, like, this desperate energy and you're using other people to get what you want, that's when you start settling for less and putting up with things that you don't deserve and hanging out with people that are not meant to be in your life. As an example, so I graduated from college, like, I'm 25 now, but somebody from freshman year of college messaged me the other day saying, hey, and this is someone that, like, I kissed them one time, but, like, I had liked their friend, so I would hook up with their friend, and then I only kissed them to get back at that guy, okay? So anyways, he messages me, hey, I have his number saved, but I'm like, who is this? Because I'm like, why the fuck are they texting me? They tell me who they are, and I'm like, why are you texting me? Basically, they wanted to hang out with me, and they wanted to go surfing. So at first, I'm like, I kind of want to go surfing, right? That's one of the things I want to do. However, there was a barrier to this because of the fact that I got ACL surgery over a year ago. So I'm kind of, like, not that confident in my leg, even though I should be probably, because I go to the gym and do leg exercises. But I'm just like, I feel like I need to get a sports brace because, well, I have a sports brace, but, like, a waterproof one for surfing before I do that, just to be safe, right? And it make me feel more comfortable. So that was a barrier. But anyways, I was thinking about it, and I was thinking I was going to do it because I was like, I want to surf, right? But then I had to stop myself, and I'm like, no, I can't go backwards in life. I already met this person, and I know that I don't like them, and I think they're weird and a loser, and they're awkward and quiet and just not fun. They wanted to hang out with me because they said that I was really fun and cool, right? So, I ended up saying to them, like, actually, I don't want to hang out with you. Like, I can't go backwards in life. And then I just blocked him. And then with that other guy who we were going to go surfing with, but then since he didn't reschedule with me again, I just blocked him. And it's just, like, at first I was in the mindset of, like, I need, like, somebody in my life, like a guy, to teach me how to surf and to go surfing with me. When that's just not true, because I could go by myself and I could take a surfing class. And so, like, if you're in that state where you're desperate and you just really want to do things, but you want to do it with other people, then, like, a total loser could come up to you, and maybe someone that you don't even find that attractive. And then you're going to be more likely to say yes, that you'll go with them, right? But if you know that you can do things for yourself and you can take yourself wherever you want to go to do wherever you want to do, then if somebody who's like a loser, you don't find attractive, just somebody who's clearly not good for you comes up to you and says they want to do that activity with you, you'll be more likely to say, no, I don't want to do it with you, because you know that you can do it by yourself. Whereas, like, if you're thinking that you need to do it with someone, you're thinking, like, if I don't do it with this person, then I'm never going to do it. But if you know that you can do it alone, then you think, well, I could either do it with this person and have a shitty time because they're going to ruin it for me, or I could go by myself and then I can have fun because I know that I'm capable of having fun by myself. So my waterproof phone case with the little lanyard thing came in the mail today, and I'm ready to go paddleboarding. I'm not going today, but I'm just going to post this video because I need to free up my storage on my phone, and I just can't have this long ass video. So I'm going to do a part 2 of what happens after I went paddleboarding.